Hello everybody, welcome back to Carnation Crafts TV. I'm Laura, we have Bunny next door. This is our second show of the day, so it is going to be our second look at the Opulent Moments USB. This is our brand new USB, launched this morning and 28% of the stock has already gone. It's item number 250723. You've got the QR code there as well, so you can type in the item number, type in Opulent Moments, or scan that QR code. It'll take you straight to the product on the website where you'll see all of the details on there. We are going to go through the boards so you can see exactly what is included in this USB, because it is bumper packed full of SVGs on there for you. Right, I'm just going to get my sheet ready so I can tell you what everything is. Right, so we're going to start off with all our love card shape. Now I am going to show you the samples as well, because some of the card shapes, you see them come together more when you see the sample of how the card comes together, but lots of different ways that you can use this. I love the tag design on this because you can pop stamp sentiment on there, use that in so many ways. Use it as a band as well on your cards. You've even got little paw prints, hearts in there, which are just so cute. Great embellishments to add into your cards on their own. But lovely card shape there, and you do have 3 bonus card shapes in the USB as well, not including ones that I'm going to show you on the boards as well. Then we go on to Be Free. So you can see we've got our bird cage and our birds on here. You've got this lovely design here with that flow with those birds in. You've got them singly as well. Decky powers them up. And then you've also got that lovely bird cage, which again, you're on the scan and cut now. So this bird cage can now become a 6x6 card if you wanted to. You have got the artwork as well. All of the artwork for all of the designs are on the USB. You don't need to go onto the website and download anything at all. The artwork is on the USB. And the papers, how many papers did we say? I can't remember. 219, well done Bunny. 219 papers, and you've got 25 SVG files on here. And we say SVG designs, this is classed as one, but you can see you've got 4 different ones in here. So when we say 25, there's actually a lot more on there than just, don't think of just 25, because there's so much more on there. Then we're going to go on to Soothing Words. You've got that lovely book, you've got a scroll there with So Sorry, the pen, and you've got that lovely rose there as well. So lovely grounding elements to bring in with your florals. Great for those cards as well that we struggle sometimes making, those sympathy cards too. Then we go on to our Tranquil Lily. I love these. I think they're so pretty. And to have them in white, but yet they still look so detailed. Even when you pop these onto a white card, they still stand out because of that detail in the artwork. So they work really, really well. They fit into so many other florals as well. Equally with this one, this is the Peace Lily. Will just fit into all of those different florals that you want to build up. Great to build up a bouquet around. You've got those 3 there to get you started straight away. Then we're going to move on to our Lily Cascade, which again is just so pretty. You've got lovely movement in there. You can add in so many other florals around this, or build this up on its own. I think that would work for like Christmas cards and things as well. It almost makes me think of like snowdrops. Yeah, so I think it would work really nice for your Christmas cards as well, coming into the Christmas season. Then we have our Vivid Blooms. Now this one, you can see you've got 3 different floral designs in here. You've also got the mats to go with there, but you also get these in 6 different colorways. Let me grab the other one because we haven't cut that yet. So you can see your different colorways that you get just that one in. So you've got the 3 different flowers, and you've got the 6 different colorways there to choose from. Equally, cut all of those out. You could make a stunning card just using the same flower and cutting those out and having them there to build up your floral displays with. Really, really pretty. Then we're going to move on to Lily Radiance next. Such a lovely one. I think this one's been so popular on its own. It just fits anywhere. You've got that lovely shape to it. It can be the focal point of your card. You can place it into other cards. It just works so well. You've got all of your movement in there. Perfect just to add in on its own. Then we have our banded heart, which the detail on this is just amazing. It looks like twine that has been worked in to make that heart shape wreath, equally with the smaller one as well. There's so many ways you could use this. Use it to actually make hanging decorations. You could put some twine on it, add a bit of twine to another one, and then add more in. So you could have 3 of them in a row. You can make, you've got your base to go with this, so you've got the mat behind, so you could use that to make a card. There's so many ways of using it, and again, so many different occasions. You could put Christmas florals on that and make it into a Christmas card, build an Easter scene in front of it, add florals on. It could be for any occasion at all. Then we are going to move on to our lace cascade card shape. Now this one's been designed to almost make like a flower box. So these tabs are going to go in, and then another one will go behind it. Now you have this style with that lovely lace. You've got your mats and layers there as well, and you've got those tabs that you can fit in to pop the flowers into. And then you have the I was going to say plain sided but you've got the lace, and then you've got this side, so you could have the lace at the front and have this at the back, or you could have the lace and the lace, or you could have them both like this. You can mix and match them up, but you've got your mats and layers there, you've got your labels too, so you can add in so much more into them and really, really build those up. Then we've got a bottle of bubbly. Now this, we did demo this in the earlier show. These are what your files are going to look like, but you can make 3 different bottles with this. So you've got your different colorways, you've got your ribbon that you can add in as well. I love that one. And you can see that these do actually make little boxes, or it could be a gift bag. You could put little things in there. So you've got your 3 different colorways. Was it 4 colorways? And then that one, so 4 colorways. So you've got 4 different colorways with that one. And then you've got the accessories to decorate that bottle. So you've got this frame label. I think it looks so pretty on its own. Just using that on a card is going to be perfect. It's so detailed. And then you've got all of your sentiments. You've got hooray, yay, fizz, pop. So you've got them, you've got your bottles, and then look, you've even got like stars, bits of twine that you can add in. So these could be like the streamers, they could be the tails of the ribbons, lots of different ways to actually use that. And these as well, they're so big. So equally though, resize them. I'll show you some samples. The design team have used them in different ways and cut into them. Lots of ways that you can use that bottle, and so many different occasions you can use it for as well. Then we've got said with style. So you've got on your anniversary, happy birthday, celebrate in style. You know, your sentiments, your staples to add in to your crafting. You've got your mat and layer there as well for them to sit on. But if you're like me, sentiment's the last thing I think about going onto a card. Now you can resize these. So if you've made a card and you think, you know, it needs to be on your anniversary, and then you pop that there and you think, do you know what, that's too big, it's not going to fit in with the scene or with the design of the card, resize it. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, so you're always going to have a sentiment that's going to fit to your project because you can resize them. Then we have living wall card shape. So this, I instantly think of where you see influencers, or you go to restaurants and they'll have that green foliage wall with like a sign in the middle. Everywhere I see, they've just got like those word signs in the middle. This is what this is going to make you. Okay, so that is going to be your wall. You can see you've got your slits in there, so you could add in your shelves, you could add in your foliage, but this is what it will look like. So you can see there, you've got different styles, so you could use it as a wall, or you can use it exactly how I've just said, where you've got all that foliage. Now all that looks so detailed, and that's just built into the background. Then you can add all of these into there and build it up, which just looks amazing. You've got flowers to add in as well, so you can really bring them to life. Really unusual one, I think. Then we have our reasons to celebrate. So you've got cake, you've got your sparklers, you've got your bottles, you've got the graduation hat, you've got wine, champagne in there. So there's lots that you can bring in. And for me, lots that you can bring into collections that you might have already that you want to bring into. You can make this cake bigger. So you might want the cake to be the whole card. You might want the bottles to be the whole card. You know, you can really mix this up. Graduation, you know, I do think we don't tend to see that many things specifically for graduation. You could make the graduation 6x6 and have a graduation hat as a card, and then you could add in that on the bottom and just have it like that. There's so many ways that you can use these, so a really nice one to bring in with other collections as well, and especially like this one as well. This is the Elegant Welcome. So you've got that table stand. Now you can imagine popping the cake on top of that, or putting the champagne bottles on top of that, and you can add in different things. You've got your stand there with the frame, you could pop that on top of there. You've got your florals there and the bow as well, so you can really decorate these and bring these to life. One of the design teams actually used that as a card base, so used that as a card and then decorated the center, which looks really pretty. Then we have where's it gone? Lifted in Light. I love this. I think those lanterns, I'm drawn to a lantern, especially Christmas time. I think lanterns look so pretty. And this, we've got a number of samples the design team have made using these. And some of them, they've been cut out in black caststock and it looks really Halloweeny. And then looking at it there, it just screams weddings, engagement, christenings. So lots of ways to mix this up. You do get foliage in with it as well, which I think looks really pretty. Another card base for you to use on its own. Then we have words of affirmation. Now there's so many more varieties in the download of this, because you've got this this file here which will cut out multiples of different words. So you do have a lot more in the download, in the artwork for this, but you can see how many different sentiments you've got in there that you can build up. This, one of the things I was saying was with the artwork, it looks like a brick, like a tunnel or like an arch. But I can imagine it in bright colours and it looks like a jukebox. So there's lots of different ways that you can use that. I can imagine the train coming out of it as well. Like you can just imagine the train but there. So it's like coming out. So it looks as if it's coming out. There's lots of different ways that you can use them. And you can see there, that is what that brick will look like with the artwork. Really pretty. Then we go on to our Dressed for Success. Now, these, you get the people, and you can see, Bunny will not remember this, but this makes me think of, do you know when I was small? You used to get, I can't remember what they were even in, but you'd get dolls like this. No, not Polly Pockets. You'd get dolls like this. They weren't cardboard, but it was really thick card, and you'd get them like that, and then you'd get the clothes with them, and they had little tabs on the top and the side. So you just put the dress on, and then you just fold the tabs over, and then you could just change the clothes like on the shoes. But you couldn't go into this much detail. But that's what it reminds me of. And this is the same kind of idea. So you get the people to start off with. Now you do get a lot on there. This is just to give you a little bit of idea of the different skin tones that are covered, but there is a mix on there, a lot more. And then you get the clothes. Now you don't only get the clothes, you get like the hair, the beards. There is so much. I don't know if have I got one, or did I cut it out? Oh, I think I cut it out. There is so much on there in different hair tones, colour, facial features. You get shoes, you've got work clothes on you as well. There's so much. Honestly, when I was prepping for this show, I cut some of these out for my little girl, and she sat there next to me the whole time, just sticking the clothes on, or then I'd cut them out in I cut a couple out in white cardstock. And the lovely thing, if you're thinking, do you know what, I could use this as well with my granddaughter or my grandkids. I cut these out just in white cardstock, and she was just drawing her own little designs on the clothes and stuff, and then putting them on the dolls. So you could do things like that, but you've got so much in you to really make personal cards to who you're gifting them to, because you can change the designs on there. I mean, it's so incredibly detailed that you can add in, like, you've even got the hat, the matching work hat to go with the outfit, and even down to the accessories, like, that you can build in, like the tool bag. You know, you got the paint palette, painting, cake. You've got so much in there that you can make them incredibly detailed to go with. Then you've also got, this one is fancy dress. So this goes with the same one. They're going to coordinate in, but you can see you've got the Halloween costume, you've got the clown, you've got the fancy dress, and you've got the holiday clothes in there. And again, look, I want to make that. I'm gonna have to try, and I'm gonna have to enlarge that, and we'll do that in another show. You can see just that is just so cute. But you can build these up and bring them in with other collections as well. And then we also have the festive dress. So you've got your Easter, you've got the elf, Santa, and the leprechaun in there as well, which are just so lovely. And the lovely thing with getting a USB is, if you were looking at getting this as a die set, to get everything that I've just showed you as a die would be more than $44.99. But you might look at that as a die set and think, do you know what, I'm definitely going to use the Father Christmas and the elf, but I don't want to justify paying for it because I'm not going to use the bunny or the leprechaun. But then you might think, oh, actually, do you know what, my granddaughter loves Easter, I'm going to make her an Easter card. And then you don't have to go and look for something. You've got so much covered on this USB that you've got little snippets of different occasions in here ready to go. And then we have our attach card shape. So I will show you some samples, and then before I show you any, oh, actually not before, while I'm doing it, I'm just going to show you quickly, you also on the USB get 3 bonus card shapes. So these card shapes are exclusive to the USB, so these have never been dies and will never be dies. They're exclusive to the USB. So this one is the briefcase. Yes, briefcase one. So you can see this will open up, and then you've got your little storage unit in there, so you can pop a little gift in there, which I just think looks so cute. So you've got that there. And then the second one that you have is the oval easel card, which is this design. So you can see that, look how cute they are. So you've got this one that's got the Halloween, the witch's costume on, and then this one's got the clown costume on, which they just look so cute. So you can have so much fun with these. You could add them into like scrapbook pages or memory books and things like that as well. You can just build them into so many different things. And then we also have the lace edge card also. So this is your third in those 3 card designs. Look at that edge, how pretty that edge is. And you can see there how lovely those lilies just work with that perfectly. So you can see them are your 3 card designs. Right, while you're doing that, I'm just going to grab some cards. Oh, we'll start big. Oh. So we've got this one by Jackie. How amazing is that? If that's not a showstopper card, I don't know what is. These are the feathers. So they are from, let me get it right for you. They are graceful flutters. So these feathers have been placed in, they've been enlarged, and if I just turn it round so you can see, that shape has just been welded together. So once you pop all those feathers where you want them, just weld the shape, and then that is the shape that you have. So then you're going to cut that out twice, score to make your card shape, and then you're going to add in all those feathers and then decorate in there, look, with that bottle. The glasses again have been enlarged, so you can add those in, so you could make them bigger. And then you've got your sentiment there as well from Said with Style. So a lovely way of showing you as well just how enlarged and making those files bigger can change the look completely. So that one was Jackie. We've got one here by Anna. So you've got that lovely arches. They could be windows. You could even cut them as well, couldn't you? If you just wanted one, you could just use the one. You've got those lovely lanterns in there as well. So a lot of different ways of using that. Then we've got, look at them. They're so cute. And I just love the fact that you can change that. So if you, whoever it is that you're gifting them to, you know, you could add the beard on, or you could change his hair, or you could put the sunglasses on it. You can change them and make them exactly how you want them to be, which is amazing. Then we've got this one. So Jackie did this. How different that looks to the one I just showed you. How different they look in style. And all of the difference is just this one's been enlarged and cut out of black cardstock instead of using the artwork. It just gives it a completely different look. And then that one there, how cute is that for a Halloween style card? And that, I think, just, it looks so different considering when we looked at that on the board, you know, I instantly went to like wedding, sympathy, engagement, and then just adding in those witches, look, holding those lanterns, looks absolutely incredible. And then I've got another one here now. Tracy did this. Look at this one. So instead of making things bigger, make them smaller. And then Tracy has cut the bottom of the bottle off at an angle and then decorate it with flowers. How pretty is that? That just looks absolutely amazing. We've got another one here. This one's by Anna. So you can see there how you can bring in the, what was it called? All Our Love card shape. That is from there. Oh, and I've got another one actually. I'm going to bring this one in as well so you can just see. Same card shape, but completely different. Doesn't want to stay on. Completely different design. So, and just changing the cardstock changes the look so much. And then this one was, this one's Tracy, and this one was from the one with the stand, Elegant Welcome. So that's actually that small frame that's meant to be the stand, but you can see how Tracy has enlarged that and used that one completely different. And then this is that easel card shape, and you can see there bringing in the clown and the Halloween costume. They just look so cute. Performer. We've got that one there by Karen. And then I've got three more. So I'll just finish these. We got one here. Look at that with those lilies in. You see how pretty they look. And then using that card shape as well. See your bonus card shape. Look at that. It looks so lovely, doesn't it? Really, really nice. And then last one, using look at that, and you can see how that stands up as well. Really, really, really pretty. And then you can add those tabs into that as well. So if you wanted to add in some florals on the inside, you can build that up. Right, I'm just going to pop these back. You can see all of them have all come from the Opulent Moment USB. And do remember that if you're getting the USB today, you don't need to go onto the website, you don't need to download anything. All of the files, all of your cutting files are on the USB for you. So you don't need to go to the website and download any of the artwork. Everything is on there for you, including the 219 backing papers too. Right, let's cut some flowers out. I feel we'll do some florals. Now, when you get your USB home, the first thing you're going to do is plug it into your computer and print off your contest sheet. You've got this there, keep it, okay? Pop it into a little file. You'll have these there to keep forever. All you're going to do is just use this. You can go through, so whatever you print off, one, you can see exactly what's on the USB, so you can look through this really quickly and see what you want to print out. Then you'll have whatever you want to print out then. So we've looked, we've decided Vivid Blooms we're going to print out, so we've printed this out. Now once you print that out, print it on your Pro Print paper as well. We are going to go over to the machine, okay? So you're going to plug your USB into the side. Okay. Right, so you've popped your USB now into the scan and cut, and then we're going to go in to retrieve data, and you can see you've got your little USB symbol on there. And then you can see you've got Cricut, papers, and SVGs and vignettes. So if you're a Cricut user, you can absolutely use the USB. Any electric cutting machine that reads SVG files, so Silhouette, Scan and Cut, Cricut, you are absolutely fine. Cricut users, the Cricut reads the SVG files slightly differently to a Scan and Cut. So that's why Cricut have got their own SVG folder. You've got your papers, so all of your papers are there. Obviously you're going to print those on your computer. And then you've got SVGs and vignettes, so this is the one we're going to use because we're using the Scan and Cut. And then you've got all of the names of the files on there. Now they are in alphabetical order, which makes life a whole lot easier. So we're going to go to Vivid Blooms, and then you can see you've got your detail cut. So if I just click on this, and if I zoom in so you can see, that is going to give you all of the detail cut lines that you'd get from using a die. So if I just, can you see all of those cut lines? So if you're doing something really detailed, or you want something on the top of your projects, or maybe you're going to be shaping them, you can absolutely cut them out like this, and then you're going to get all of that same detail in there that you would get in a die. So you can see, and that's the same with all of your florals on there. If I go down, so you can see how detailed they will cut out. Okay, so you've got the option of your detail cut, and then you've also got the option of a speed cut. So speed cut is going to essentially cut the outside out, or any gaps, you know, where you'd have a gap in the center, that's going to cut like that. So for me, it depends what I'm doing. A lot of the time as well, if you do a speed cut, you'll get multiples on a sheet, which is really nice, because if you're cutting something out and you're using them as like embellishments or background, as fillers, and you want multiples of them, doing it like this, you'll get multiples with just one go through the machine. So it's really, it does speed up your crafting as well when you're doing it like that. So I've loaded that onto the mat. Now we need to match this up with the sheet. So what you're going to do is go into Edit. You're going to click Object Edit. No, we're not. We're going to select everything on the mat first. So you can see now everything is highlighted. Press OK, then go into Object Edit, and we're going to group everything. So this little one here, click group, and then you can see now that's changed to one rectangle. Press OK. I can now move this and everything moves together, so it makes, you wouldn't be able to do it otherwise, it would just be way too complicated. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop my sheet of paper on my mat, so those florals I just showed you. Let's try sticking it the right way up. Right, let's stick my piece of paper down again. Oh, I've done it again. What is wrong with me? Third time lucky. Right, that. Right, so we've got our printout now onto our mat. Pop that there and then load mat, okay? Right, so we're going to line those up now. So all we're going to do is scan our mat. So you've got that mat symbol with a bar across it. Press that, it asks you, do you want to scan? Yes, we do. So that will scan our complete mat now. So we'll be able to see where the printout is, where those images are on the mat. And then all we need to do now is line up the file with the mat. I promise you, if you've never ever done this before, it is so easy to do. Once you've done it once, you'll think, why did I wait this long to try it? Because it's so easy to do. So once you've done that, you go back into this now, and all you're going to do is go to edit, and you're going to zoom in twice. So you're going to zoom in to 400%, and then all we're worried about is that corner. So you can see the corner there. That's the corner of the file. This is the corner on our sheet of paper. So all you're going to do is move that over so it's roughly within that corner, and then you've got these arrows, so you can just nudge it, and I think that's in place. Into place. All I can see is the lamp. Right, we're going to go with that in place. So all you're worrying about is that corner. That's all you need. You don't need to look at any of the images, it's just that corner. So once you press OK, you can see now all of those files are on top of each other, so everything is done. That's all you need to worry about, is that little corner bit. And then what I do is just ungroup, and then I'll just delete that larger rectangle, because the only reason that rectangle is there is to line all those files up for you. Once it's lined up, it doesn't need to be there anymore, because we are going to cut that out now, and I don't want to cut that outside rectangle out just because I want to try and save my blade. If you do cut it out, it doesn't make any difference whatsoever. So it's going to ask us now, do we want to cut or draw? We want to cut, so we're going to click start. And then that's going to give us all of those florals straight away. So you've got that to print out. Now you could be cutting out your mats and layers, or maybe you could have cut out one of these briefcases, and then you could be gluing that together while this is cutting out the flowers for you, and then you could stick the flowers onto that, and then have this cutting out another briefcase or some more flowers for you. You can just get this going, and then it'll be cutting everything out for you, and it cuts out multiples of different ones as well, so you can add in more if you want to, or you could add in different files, and you can just let this do the work for you while you're getting everything right. Or you can go make a cup of tea, leave it, come back, and then when you come back, then you've got all of your flowers there ready for you. It says 3 minutes. I'll be amazed if it takes 3 minutes. It normally says, it normally gives you like a worst case scenario of how long it'll take. Because it normally takes, yeah. We normally do, I I don't even know what I was going to say then. It's completely gone from my mind. Oh, but right, let's go through our USB one more time before we carry on with our demo. So this is our brand new USB. It launched this morning. We're already 20% of the stock have gone. It's 250723, or you have got the QR code there as well. It is on a show. Does that go back up at midnight? It is. So midnight tonight, that show price is going to go back up in stock, in price. So do grab it while it's on that price for you. I've just thought as well, isn't it like, it's £50, isn't it, for the free P&P? So it's, you're going to pay £48, bar a couple of pennies with the postage. So you may as well find something for like £5 and get the free postage. I'm trying to think what's... It's done. There you go, time in. So now unload our mat, and then I'll come over here so we can see if I pull that. Now, if I'd have left that on there, it would have just cut around where that line is, but obviously, you know, it doesn't make a difference if it does, but obviously I'm just doing it to preserve my blade for as long as I can. Now, I've re-tacked my mat this morning, so it is a bit sticky, so I don't want to rip anything, so I'm just being a little bit careful as I pull that off. But you'll see now from that one cut that we've done, we have all of those florals ready to go on. Just look at how detailed they look. Amazing. So you could just cut those out now, and then you've got a pile of your florals there ready to go, especially if you're just, even if you're doing like memory books or scrapbooking or anything at all, to add those in and just have a pile of them ready to go. And you could have the other sheet going as well, so you could cut out the 2 different colorways and you'd have all those florals ready for your projects, which that's what I do when I'm prepping. I have to have everything like in front of me, because then I can just grab and just say, like, that could be there, and I could just, oh, that'll fit in there, or no, actually I want this color to go there, or that flower looks better there. That's the easiest way that I find to build the layers of your cards up. So we've done that. Let's put a card together. So we're going to use the what was this one called? The banded heart to start with. Okay, now I've cut these out. Now this is the file that you will cut the artwork out, but I've cut it out just in white cardstock, and you can see I've just scored down the middle of that, and I've cut it out like this in just white cardstock because I wanted this to actually be the card base. I wanted the detail part of it to be the base. You have got matte on there, so you could have made a matte to be the card, but I wanted to have all those little apertures, lines. I wanted it to look like a wicker heart, so I wanted all those little gaps and things in there. But if you do want to fill it up and look at it, make it into a proper card with that matte there, you can absolutely do that. So I'm going to just glue now that top bit together, so that is just going to sit there like that, and then I've cut it out again then with the artwork. Look at how detailed that is. It's so pretty. It really does look like bits in, I mean, look at that, that's just on white cardstock and you can still see it still pops out, and that's just testimony to the artwork, and you can see the shading into there. So we're going to stick this now on there like that to make our card base. Okay, so I'm just going to pop my glue on here. And then I will say as well, because I don't think I did, the back layer of the card, the one I did in white, I've just snipped away the bottom of the card so that stands up properly. I'll lift that up, see? So I've just snipped that base bit off, and then that's going to sit on there, and then we've got your card. Okay, so we've got our card base ready to go. Right, now we're bringing in lots of different, well, I say lots. I'm going to use some bits from Reasons to Celebrate and Elegant Welcome. Now I've got this table stand, which I think is so pretty. I can imagine putting, like, I can just imagine it as a birthday table. It could be like for a baby reveal, it could be a christening, a birthday, a baby's birthday, you know, wedding. You can use that for so many occasions. Now this, I'm going to sit it on the bottom there like that, so it's kind of in line with the front of the card. So this is just going to help to stabilize the card a bit, because once I add things on, I don't want it to rock at all. So it's just to help this stabilize a bit. So I'm going to pop the glue onto the heart, just so I know I don't get glue anywhere that I don't need it. And then I'm going to pop that there, and then I'm just going to stand it up. So I know that's in the right place now. Although it does seem a bit wonky. No, it's fine. It's just my eyes. My old eyes. Right, we're going to fill this up now. So I've got some cake that is from the Elegant Welcome. And I've also got the bubbly, which is from, I just had it. What's it from? Reasons to Celebrate. So I'm mixing these two up, okay? And then I've got some of the embellishments as well. Now I'm going to pop the cake. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue on the front of the cake, because that is going to sit there like that. And I'm going to add a little bit of glue on the top. And then that is just going to sit there. So we've got our cake. Let's see, that feels a bit warm there. And then we're going to add in our bubbly on there as well. Oh, actually, do you know what I'm going to do? Because I feel like that looks a bit too big. I'm going to cut that base off. Let's get rid of that. And then I'm going to pop that there. There, that looks better. Right, so we're going to pop this there like that. And then we're going to add in, actually I'm going to pop the sentiment in first so I know where everything else can go. So I've got On Your Anniversary, which looks so pretty. It looks as if it's been cut out with some gold. You've got that shading in there as well, so it really stands out. So you can see it really does stand out. And that is from Said With Style. And you get that in different colorways as well, so you get different artwork for them, because you've got 3 different ones in there, and you do have mattes and layers to go with. Now I've only cut out one matte for this, and you can see that will just sit on there like that. So you could make that really big. You could even just make that into a card, couldn't you? You could just make that larger and make that into a card on its own. Now this, I want this to sit about there. So I'll add a little bit of glue there, so I know that's not going to go through anything. And then that on there. So that is just going to sit there like that. And then I've got some of the foliage from Elegant Welcome. Oh, let's add these in first. So we've got some of the drinks. These are from the Reasons to Celebrate. Now, I've got another, where's the other one? Now these, I am going to pop these behind the cake. I'm going to pop them there like that. So they look as if they're just like that. So we've got our sparklers in there. And then I've also got the champagne glasses. So I put one there. And then this one, put a little bit of pin flare on that, and then that one can go there. So that's just out a little bit. And then we've got the foliage elements then. So these are from Elegant Welcome. So these are the ones that have been designed to go around that frame. Now I'm going to use these to kind of decorate around there and coming down the table. I feel bad calling that a table. I don't know why. It's like it's too pretty to just be like, oh, it's the table. A plinth. Okay, Bunny's saying it's called a plinth. Oh, oh, she's saying I can call it that. So is that actually what it's called? Oh, she doesn't know. Somebody is shouting at the screen going, yes it is. Or, Laura, what are you on about? One or the other, there's no in between. Right, I'm gonna add this one over there, just to build that up a bit. And then let's add this one. There. So that's just following that design. And then we're going to add in some of these lovely roses. So these are again the same in Elegant Welcome. So they come with those foliage. So now I can just add these in and fill in any little gaps where I've added in that foliage, and you can see how the colourways in there as well, they just coordinate perfectly. But these are so great as little fillers, especially if you're going to add in, like you could decorate that whole heart with this and it would just look so pretty. Or again, you could bring in those larger florals. Oh, we could add some of them in the back. Bring in some colour from the back maybe. Let's do this bit and we'll see. And I'll tuck that in there. So anywhere where I think, you know, there's a little gap or a little space that you want to fill, just add these in and they just work perfectly. I'm going to add another one in there and then another one there, and then we could do, couldn't we? What can you could add? So if I add in some of these in the back so we can build. Let me see. Cut that off. So you can add that there. Now tuck that one in there. Add that in. And you can just, this is why I like having them in a digital form, because you can have so many just there at your fingertips ready to go in. So instead of looking at it and thinking, oh, shall I cut that out? Do I use it? You know, you've got them all there, so now you can just go in. So you can just keep on adding and maybe think, oh, do I want to bring in a pop of colour? Or maybe, actually, I think that would look nice, wouldn't it? A little bit of orange. Or if you've done that, and then you're thinking, do you know what? It needs something else. You know what we could do? We could bring in, we could pop her there. And then what hair are we going with, Bunny? Oh, up to, because it's like an anniversary thing. So we put that on. And I've done this now. I hope I've cut something out that's not the clown outfit. Oh, she can do the dress up. Hang on. Ta-da! So now you can bring that in. Hang on. Let's get her drink in her hand. Oh, where's it? I was looking for the shoes. Don't think I'm going to find the shoes. But you could bring that in, and then you could make that exactly to who it is that you're giving them to, which is just amazing. Like, we could change, let's change her hair. So we could bring in. And then you can just mix and match them up, which just looks so lovely that you can make them exactly like who you are giving them to. And then, have we got, oh, wait there. Got a last one. So you can just change them and have them exactly, make it a bit more fun. But you can have them, this is what I like though, that you can have everything cut out and then you can just play around, you know, play around with the card and decide what you want to do, and then you can just add in more. And because it does cut out multiples at a time as well, you know, you're not sitting there running everything through a die cutting machine, so you can just have everything, like you could just have these flowers there and have them, you know, that's one print, one go through the machine, and then you can just look at things and add in, you know, more, you can add in less, you know, maybe you look at things and you just have an idea straight away of what you want to do with it. You know, there's just so much more scope with these. Or maybe you're thinking, do you know what, I'm going to cut that heart out in Dorflex and I'm going to make it into a stencil. Or you think, actually, I'm going to cut that out in vinyl and I'm going to pop it onto a t-shirt. You know, there's just so much that you can do with them. So they're really, really fun to go around. I'm just going to move these. I'm going to grab the other box. Let's go through. So then, there you go. So you can see now, that one I've used just the detail cut. And then this one, you can see Tracy's actually used the matte layer in the back as well. So you get a completely different look with it. Look at that hat, enlarged, the scroll enlarged. They look absolutely amazing. And can you see, you don't lose, that's not pixelated, you don't lose any of that artwork when you enlarge these. They still look amazing. We've got one there by Wendy using that lovely heart. And then look at this one. Wendy did that. Look at them. That is so cute. And you can see bringing in other elements that you'll have at home already as well. And then look, they just work so, I love that outfit. I think for our next Christmas launch, that's what Bunny should wear. And make her Carnation Crafts debut. No, can't do that. You got another one there with the heart. And then look at this one. That one, really vibrant there, really cheerful with those florals on. And then look at that. Perfect for those hard to make cards, but perfect for a wedding, an engagement card. It looks so pretty. We've got one there by Anna. Look, so cute. And then we've got another one here. Look at this one, using those frames, those arches. They could be windows. You could even fold them to make into a card. So lots of different ways of using that one. Jackie did this one. I think it's so clever how she's used that table. Oh, what did you call it, Bunny? No, you did not say podium. No, it was not pedestal. Because it was something I hadn't heard of before. A plinth, that's it. And use them to actually build the card base. How amazing is that? And that does not look out of place at all. That looks like it's been designed to be like that. It looks absolutely amazing. Then we've got one here. On your anniversary, we've got florals. Oh, I'm going to bring this one in because I thought this was so cute. Look at that. Wendy did that one. And you know, I can't remember actually if I've ever seen a card like that. Something that specific that you could make like that. I don't think I have, or if I have, it's been that long that I can't even remember seeing one. You can see the card bases. So don't forget about those 3 bonus card shapes that you have on the USB as well. They are exclusive to the USB. So you're not going to see them in a die form, and they have not been in die form before. Look at that, so pretty, really vibrant in colors as well. Really lovely. I hope that you've enjoyed looking at all of those samples. They're so different as well. When you go through each one, they all look so different. That does bring us to the end of our show. Thank you so much if you've joined in today. If you've got your USB, congratulations. I hope you enjoy it as much as obviously the design team have as well. We are going to be back at 2 o'clock with our craft along from Fruits of Labour. So if you've got that collection and you want to do some crafting with us, if you've got any questions about it, any demos that you want to see, anything at all, our craft along is a show that we do for you guys at home. So you can ask any questions, you can get involved in the show, anything at all, message us in that show. So hopefully I will see you all again at 2. Bye.